Good evening, dear students. How's everyone? Welcome to yet another session by super guests from Top Rankers, which is dealing with word power made easy. Yes, the one and only solution for all vocabulary problems. I hope you have been watching the previous videos, which have already been telecast, and then here we are going to take up some more interesting, knowledgeable, entertaining, and fun part of this vocabulary. Today, in this session, we are going to deal with liars and lying. Yes, an interesting concept in itself, isn't it? कितने लोग ये कह सकते हैं कि उन्होंने जिंदगी में कभी झूठ नहीं बोला? जरा ऑनेस्टी से बताइएगा, क्या कभी हमने कोई झूठ नहीं बोला? झूठ हम क्यों बोलते हैं? क्या रीजन है? बहुत सारे कारण हैं. इट इज अ साइकोलॉजिकल फैक्ट. इट इज in that embedded in the human consciousness, human character. कई बार क्या होता है, we want to protect ourselves, है ना, हम अपनी जान बचाना चाहते हैं, डांट से बचना चाहते हैं, पनिशमेंट से बचना चाहते हैं, तो झूठ बोल देते हैं कई बार. और कभी क्या करते हैं, अपनी बात प्रूव करने के लिए कई बार झूठ बोल देते हैं, टू गेन सुप्रीमेसी, टू गेन अथॉरिटी, है कि नहीं, किसी डिस्कशन में आराम से बोल देते हैं कई बार, है ना. और कभी कभी सिर्फ अपने फायदे के लिए झूठ बोल देते हैं. ठीक है, आपने कई बार देखा होगा, यू माइट हैव सीन मैनी अ टाइम दैट द पेरेंट्स ask their children to speak a lie to a guest or an uninvited person or a stranger. कह दो मैं घर पर नहीं हूँ, right? This type of small fibs or lies are seen often in the day-to-day environment. You might have seen, right? Now, when I talk about this झूठ और झूठ क्यों बोलते हैं, what are the reasons behind saying a lie? A picture, a movie of veteran actress Rekha ji comes to my mind, which is called Jhuti. If you have seen that, good. If you haven't seen that, if you get a chance to watch that movie, just see how smoothly she tells lies. है ना? And I want you, when I'll be taking up the various categories of the people who speak lies, at the end of the session, do let me know in which category do you find that that actor, that character of movie Jhuti will fall in. In which category, according to you? Do mention your answer in the comment box. We'll be more than happy to get your feedback, your comments, and your responses. So let's start with today's session on liars and lying. Once again, I would like to repeat that this book is the be all and the end all of all vocabulary enthusiasts. And to present this book in a format which is easy, which is convenient, and which is easily assimilated by the student community, in this venture, we have done just the same. What we have done is we have changed or transformed, or you can say literally taken the important functions, the important words, and the important meanings from this book in this session, in this series of sessions, I must say. So the first word is notorious. You might have heard this word notorious. Notorious is opposite of famous. या ये कह सकते हैं कि फेमस हम पॉजिटिव चीजों के लिए होते हैं, या राइट, वी बिकम फेमस फॉर गुड थिंग्स. हिंदी देयर इज अ ब्यूटीफुल वर्ड विख्यात. विख्यात हम किसको कहते हैं? व्हेन वी हैव डन समथिंग गुड, समथिंग ग्रेट फॉर ह्यूमैनिटी, फॉर द सोसाइटी, फॉर आवरसेल्व्स, फॉर आवर लाइफ, तो हम उसके लिए विख्यात होते हैं. लेकिन कुख्यात कौन सा वर्ड होता है? जब हम नटोरियस होते हैं, व्हेन वी आर नोन फॉर आवर बैड डीड्स, है ना. सिमिलरली ये जो नटोरियस वर्ड है, दिस इज ऑल्सो यूज फॉर द लायर्स. अ नटोरियस लायर मीन्स इट इज वेल नोन बाय एवरीवन दैट ही विल कीप ऑन लाइंग, वो झूठ बोलेगा ही बोलेगा. सो अ नटोरियस लायर, he is known, he is well known for his झूठ. So notorious liar. Consummate liar. Consummate, very efficient. Consummate का मतलब होता है to reach completion, right? So he is such a liar who lies perfectly. बहुत अच्छे से झूठ बोल लेता है. Very correctly, very clearly. हमको समझ ही नहीं पड़ेगी कि उन्होंने झूठ कब बोल दिया और वो चले गए. That is called a consummate liar. Next is an incorrigible liar. इसको आप ठीक नहीं कर सकते. You cannot correct him. Incorrigible means that which cannot be corrected, सुधार नहीं सकते, which can't be corrected. लोग इनसे परेशान हैं. They have often tried to make them understand that lying is a bad habit, it should be stopped, but ये जनाब बाज आने वाले नहीं हैं, right? So ये incorrigible liar की कैटेगरी में आते हैं. Nothing deters them, nothing stops them. कोई कितना भी समझा ले, कितना भी सर फोड़ ले, but they will not deter, वो झूठ बोलेंगे ही बोलेंगे. Next is inveterate liar. Now this is a habit which is deep rooted, firmly rooted. This is such a liar who has a deep rooted habit, and as you can see we are moving further in frequency. हमने start कहाँ से किया and where we shall end. Okay, so this is another kind of liar whose habit has become so deep seated that it is almost impossible to change that habit, and it has become a customary activity for him. कस्टमरी एक्टिविटी, वो सोचता नहीं है झूठ बोलने से पहले, राइट. उसके बाद देख लेते हैं एक और वैरायटी है कंजेनाइटल. कंजेनाइटल मतलब ऐसा लगता है कि ये बर्थ से झूठ कब से बोल रहे हैं, जब माँ के गर्भ में से निकले थे बाहर. ये जनाब ने जब दुनिया में पहला कदम रखा, इन्होंने झूठ बोलना शुरू कर दिया. स्ट्रेंज एंड फनी, इजंट इट? सो राइट फ्रॉम बर्थ. Next, moving to the next category of liars, chronic liars. जैसे आपने सुना होगा ना, बार 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 वही बात दोहराना. Chronic, आपने सुना होगा. Chronic smoking. There are people who are chronic smokers. बार 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 वही बात करते हैं continuously, है ना. ऐसा नहीं कि कभी occasionally या किसी purpose से, continuously they lie. These liars are the ones who lie continually. They don't have any purpose. बात बात पर झूठ टपकता है इनकी जुबान से. जैसे कुछ लोगों के चेहरे से शराफत टपकती है, इन लोगों के होठों से हर वक्त झूठ टपकता है, विदाउट एनी अदर थॉट, राइट. उसके बाद नेक्स्ट हम देख लेते हैं, विच इज द नेक्स्ट कैटेगरी ऑफ लायर्स, दैट इज पैथोलॉजिकल लायर. नाउ इनमें ये जो लाइंग है, ये जो झूठ है, इतना जड़ पकड़ चुकी है ये हैबिट, इट हैज ऑलमोस्ट बिकम अ डिजीज. ये क्या बन गई है इनके कैरेक्टर में या इनके नेचर में? इट हैज बिकम अ डिजीज विच कैन नॉट बी क्योर्ड. करेक्ट नहीं किया जा सकता. इस बीमारी का कोई इलाज नहीं है. क्यों? क्योंकि दे डोंट हैव एनी रीजन टू लाई. हमने शुरू में बात की थी, देर आर सर्टेन रीजंस फॉर विच पीपल लाई या झूठ बोलते हैं. बट इन जनाब के लिए जो इस कैटेगरी में आते हैं पैथोलॉजिकल लायर्स, दे हैव नो रीजन टू लाई. मतलब झूठ अपनी जड़ जमा चुका है इन देयर नेचर और इन देयर कैरेक्टर, राइट. अब आगे बढ़ते हैं. नेक्स्ट कैटेगरी ऑफ लायर्स, अनकॉन्शनेबल. अनकॉन्शनेबल, दे हैव नो मॉरल स्क्रूपल्स. किसी की जान जाती है तो जाए, किसी का नुकसान होता है तो हो, दे आर नॉट बॉदर्ड, राइट. एंड टू सम एक्सटेंट यू कैन कॉल देम dangerous. They are dangerous liars because they are not bothered about somebody else's happiness, sorrow. उन दूसरों की तकलीफ से इन्हें कोई वास्ता नहीं है, इन्हें सिर्फ झूठ बोलना है, ठीक है, विदाउट एनी मॉरल रीजनिंग्स. इमेजिन किसी की जिंदगी पर क्या फर्क पड़ता है. दे आर नॉट बॉदर्ड. They have reached to such an extent. Look at the frequency with which, this act or this habit of lying is increasing. You have to make a note of this. Next is a glib liar. Glib liar, glib means smooth. ये ऐसे बात करते हैं, ये ऐसे बोलते हैं, very fast. They have all responses ready. किसी ने कहा नहीं और फटाक से आंसर आया नहीं. That is called a glib liar. झूठ इनकी जुबान पर हमेशा टिका रहता है. They will never deter from lying. They distort the facts, है ना. इस तरीके से पेश करते हैं जैसे वो कहते हैं ना, शहद की चाशनी में पिरो के शब्दों का इस्तेमाल करते हैं, मीठा बोलते हैं. स्मूथ टॉकर्स, ग्लिप्स, फ्लुएंट, स्मूथ. हाँ, बट वन थिंग इज टू बी नोटेड, People have understood by now that they will speak a lie, so they do not completely believe their words. They do not trust in them. कहीं ना कहीं वो उनको बोल ही देते हैं कि यार तुम झूठ बोल रहे हो. So this is where you can understand it to be the positive point for us and the negative point for those who are lying compulsively. ठीक है? Now the next is egregious liar. Till this glib, till this, at least, there's some amount of morality, there is some amount of humanity still remaining in the person. But when the person has crossed all limits, ठीक है, जब वो हर हद पार कर चुका है, इतना बड़ा झूठा बन चुका है that nothing moves him, right? And he has become a vicious liar, and people are all completely disgusted. People are totally disgusted by his lying, उसके झूठ बोलने से. So such a person, जिसमें जरा सी भी इंसानियत नहीं बची है झूठ और सच को लेकर के, he comes under the category of egregious liar. So you have seen we have done all these different words. Now we'll come to the important part, our aim of learning vocabulary through liars, through the habits of lying. What are we actually doing? हमारा purpose क्या है? Our purpose is to learn new words. And that can be done through root words. So I'll take you through the root words and let's see if you are able to form some other words or not. Let's take one after the other. Notice. आपने वो देखा था notorious? ये word कहाँ से आया है? Notorious has come from notus, which means known, to be known. This is the root word, which means to be known. Okay. Next is summers. Now, summers is the highest point. Consummate, remember this word? Where I told you about perfection, where I told you about completion. So, such a liar, consummate liar. This has word from come from the root word summers. Summers means the highest point. एक वर्ड होता है ना सबमिट, पीक. पीक भी बोलते हैं. यू माइट हैव हर्ड दिस वर्ड, सबमिट ऑफ माउंटेन. दैट इज द पीक ऑफ माउंटेन. मतलब झूठ की इंतहा तक आ गए हैं ये लोग. देन एक वर्ड मैंने बताया था इनकॉरिजिबल. ये आया है रूट वर्ड कॉरिगो से. कॉरिगो का मतलब होता है टू करेक्ट. टू करेक्ट और टू चेंज, जिसे बदला जा सके, जिसे चेंज किया जा सके. So now we have done incorrigible means which cannot be changed. Which cannot be changed. वो वहीं पर fix हो गया. It cannot be set straight. Okay? You cannot rectify now. Okay? Now, vetus. Vetus means old. Vetus has come from the root word old. Inveterate, remember the word? The liar in category, in this category, inveterate. Now, veterans is old, which means senior or experienced. I'll give you one word, veteran. You must have come across this word, veteran. Veteran means a senior person or an experienced person. So you have a veteran actor, you have a veteran philosopher, you have a veteran teacher, right? You have a veteran army person, right? Soldier, a veteran soldier who has seen many wars. So you find that these words, these root words are giving you some more words. And I want each one of you, dear students, to make and form new words which have these roots. In the next session, I promise you that I'll be taking you through a series of new words which are based on these root words. So stay tuned, stay connected, and the next video will also come very soon. Now, senex also means old. We'll be taking this root word in detail in the next video and coming to the other word, genesis. Genesis means, I've given you this word, congenital, or it can also be pronounced congenital, means right from birth. मैंने आपको बताया था, ऐसे लगता है कि जब इन महारवान ने कदम रखा जमीन पर तभी से झूठ बोल रहे हैं. So congenital right from birth. So what is the meaning of Genesis? The Genesis means origin or birth. Incidentally, there is a chapter, the first chapter of the Old Testament Bible is called Genesis. This is also one meaning you can remember through this. Now, from here, can you think of other words such as genealogy, genes? You can think of other words, though we'll be doing this in detail in the next video, but I want you to pay attention to develop that observing eye. So you have genesis, you have genetics, and some more words we'll be discussing. So the root word is genesis. Next word is logos. Logos means to study. Logos you have done previously also. It means to study or knowledge of, logi. Logos, from this has come the word logos. So you have genealogy, you have many words, pathology, ideology, you have so many words which have geology, physiology, biology. The list is endless, dear students. So go ahead. Next is in. In is nothing but a prefix which denotes negative or opposite of. Like I said, inveterate, right? Opposite of veteran. Take that opposite way, incorrigible. So in is nothing but a prefix which means no, or it has a negative connotation. There are numerous words coming with in. Indefinite, then your incapable, right? Incomparable. There are numerous words in which you find the use of prefix in, and they generally give you the opposites. Time for some exercise. Let's see if we are able to understand these words clearly. I'll read it out to you loudly, and you are going to mark the answers and put in the comment box. Let's see how you perform. So the first one is notorious. Notorious means to have a reputation in the negative direction, right? Let us see which is the answer. Is it A? Is it B? Is it C? Is it D? E? F? G? H? Unfavorably known. The answer is unfavorably known. This is the answer. Next, consummate. Consummate relates to perfection or completion. Let's see, where is the answer? Where is the answer? Finished, perfect, artistic, consummate. So, second consummate is finished, perfect, or artistic. So, you have consummate painter, consummate dancer, consummate writer, which means the writer or the painter or the dancer who has reached perfection. Next is incorrigible. Incorrigible, that which cannot be corrected. Let's see where is the answer. Where is the answer? Incorrigible is beyond reform. He cannot be changed. Answer 3. Answer is A, beyond reform. Let's see the next one. Fourth one, inveterate. What is inveterate? Is it disease? Is it continuing over a long period of time? From long-standing habit? Suspiciously smooth? Without conscience or scruples? Outstandingly bad? From birth? What is it? Inveterate is from long-standing habit. Next, congenital. Congenital means right from birth. This is congenital, right from birth. Next, chronic. Chronic, continuing over a long period of time. Recovery, recurring. Again and again, the condition occurs again and again. Chronic liar, he keeps on lying again and again. Though he is punished, he is counseled, he is made to understand the difference and the nobility of truth. But no matter what, he doesn't stop lying. Next is pathological. Pathological is diseased, as though he's suffering from a disease. 7. Pathological. Then unconscionable. Unconscionable, without conscience or scruples, no moral ideas. So unconscionable is F8. Then is glib. Glib is smooth talker. याद है शहद की चाशनी में शब्द पिरोता है. Ninth is glib. So he speaks in such a manner, which is suspicious, and people become at once suspicious. तुम झूठ तो नहीं बोल रहे हो? This is the reaction people have as soon as they find him talking about something and which they are not able to digest. Next is egregious. Egregious, oh my God. Which one is left? And you can also understand outstandingly bad or vicious. Very, very bad. You know, disgusting. So, this is your answer. Let's move ahead. Let us see some other exercises. And yes, there is some homework also. Let's see who is able to complete these exercises, and do put in your answers in the comment box. Now let's see whether our understanding of the words has been ingrained in ourselves or not. Let us see, let us check. Yes, no answers. Do you understand these words? Let us see. Do people become notorious for good acts? Now, notorious is something which is related to something bad, right? Not in the positive meaning. So, people become notorious for good acts? No. People become famous for good acts should be the answer. Next, is Beethoven considered a consummate musical genius? Beethoven was a great musical maestro. So, he is considered a consummate genius. Yes, Beethoven is a genius. He has achieved perfection in his art. Next, if a criminal is truly incorrigible, look at the condition. If a criminal is truly incorrigible, means cannot be corrected, cannot be changed, cannot be reformed. Is there any point in attempting rehabilitation? Rehabilitation, is there any point in attempting? No. No amount of rehabilitation will work in such a case. Next, does an inveterate smoker smoke only occasionally? Only occasionally? No. He smokes again and again. It's a recurring habit in his nature, in his personality, in his character. He doesn't smoke sometimes. He smokes frequently, again and again, over and over again. Next is a congenital deformity one that occurs late in life. Congenital means referring to the birth time, starting from the time he came into this world. So this is related to no. The answer is no, because he has done this, he has been into this right from the beginning. Let's step aside once and you can have a complete view of the questions. You have a complete view of the questions for a minute, and then we'll move ahead with the next piece of exercise. Next, in the same order, we have some more questions, yes or no questions. Let us answer them. Is a chronic invalid ill much of the time? Chronic invalid? Yes, he remains ill much of the time because there is hardly any improvement in his condition. So the answer is yes. Is a pathological condition normal and healthy? If suppose my doctor tells me that your liver is in a pathological condition, means there is some disease. So it is not a normal or healthy condition. Answer is no. Next, if a person commits an unconscionable act of cruelty, is there any regret, remorse, or guilt? This person who is unconscionable, there can be unconscionable cruelty against animals, there can be unconscionable cruelty against children. So does he have any remorse, any feeling of guilt? क्या उसे कोई दुख होता है, कोई पछतावा होता है, कोई पश्चाताप करता है वो? No, he doesn't. नहीं करता. Is a glib talker awkward and hesitant in speech? Awkward. मैं कह रहा था ये. No, 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 no. He is not awkward. He is fluent. The command which he has is outstanding, marvelous. So a glib talker awkward or hesitant speech में नहीं है. He is not hesitant. He is ready. बिल्कुल ready रहता है. Next, is an egregious error very bad? Egregious error is very bad, dear students. Very, very bad. Okay, so the answer is yes. Once again, I'll step aside for a minute and you have a look at the questions and do try and answer them on your own. In case of any doubt, do put your comments so that we understand that yes, here is where some clarity is required or there is some confusion in the mind of the learner. Moving ahead, once again. Now, we have taken many words and I may not have written some of the words already, but I want you to guess and make an intelligent guess, an informed choice. You have to make that. Match the column. First one, notoriety, state of being long established in a habit. Long established, notorious. He is a notorious killer. He is a notorious thief. So the answer is notorious means notoriety means it is a noun. Notoriety has come from notorious. It is the noun form of notorious. Known for. Next, to consummate. Now, consummate can be used both in the verb as well as an adjective form. As I told you, an adjective, a consummate writer. As I told you, a consummate musician. So let us find out. To consummate is to bring to completion. To consummate is to bring to completion. Next, consumacy will be the state. State of artistic height. Consumacy. The person has reached the height of his skill. He has reached the height of his performance, of his ability. Next, incorrigibility. Incorrigibility, what does it refer to? Which cannot be corrected. Look at the last one. State of being beyond reform or correction. It cannot be corrected, it cannot be changed, it cannot be reformed. सुधार संभव नहीं है. Next is inveteracy. Inveteracy, the fifth one. There's a change coming up. Kindly make a note. Notoriety is ill fame. The I part. This is what happens with the students in a state of panic. When they are in a hurry to complete the answers, sometimes knowingly they make mistakes. That should not happen. Okay, let's start with that, with which we are comfortable. Let us take up that, elimination, rejection. Let us apply the technique wherein we will be actually answering such questions if they appear in any of the exams. So let us take 11 gene. Now, what is gene? Gene is a particle that transmits hereditary characteristics. I told you genes, genetic, genealogy. So gene is a particle. It has come from the root word genesis. Gene is a particle which transmits hereditary characteristics. Now, what is hereditary? Number 10th. Something which is referring to characteristics passed on to offspring by parents. पेरेंट्स से जो हमें मिलता है विरासत में, जो गुण धर्म हमें मिलते हैं एट द टाइम ऑफ बर्थ, दैट इज कॉल्ड हेरिडिटी. Anuvanshik in Hindi it is called anuvanshik, right? Coming, passing on from the parents to the children, to their offspring. Offspring मतलब children, बच्चे. यहाँ से देखते हैं genesis. Genesis is something related to the beginning, origin, birth. So Genesis, number 9, beginning or origin. Next, genital. Now, genital refers to the reproduction or the reproductive sexual organs with which the consummation takes place, the birth takes place. So, genital organs, reproduction or sexual organs. Eighth. This is the same one. Okay. Now, genealogy. Genealogy is a study. Logy, remember logos, the study of. So, this is the study of ancestry. Answer number seven. Seven is genealogy, study of ancestry. The root word is gene. Ge- Genesis. Next is now inveteracy. Number five, inveteracy is the state of being long established in a habit. Now, which one is left? The third one is left. Consumacy, that is done. Fourth one is also done. Incorrigibility, what about the fifth one? Number five is done. What about the sixth one? Genetics. The sixth one, genetics. This is the science of heredity. So these are your answers. Now I will once again step aside for a minute so that you can have a complete clear look at the questions, and in case of doubt, as I repeatedly insist, you must put in your worries, your concerns. I'll be more than happy here at Super Guides Top Rankers to help you. Now coming to the next question. These all questions are for your homework. I'll just read it out to you for your understanding. Sometimes it so happens जब हम जोर जोर से पढ़ते हैं, जब हम read out करते हैं, तो हमें answers बिल्कुल strike कर जाते हैं. And to top it, we have been given the first letter of the word. So, sexual reproductive starts with G. To complete starts with C. Wide and unfavorable reputation starts with N. I'm sure the answers are ringing in your mind. Next, particle carried on the chromosome of a cell that transmits a characteristic from parent to offspring starts with G. Fifth, completion again starts with C. And please write the correct spellings. Correct spelling is a must when you do vocabulary. Next, inability to be reformed starts with I. The science that deals with the transmission of characteristics from parents to children starts with G, referring to a quality or characteristic that is inherited. Now, here the adjective form is to be mentioned, starts with H. Beginning or origin starts with G. Student or family roots or origins, the one who studies that. What is that study called? Yes. Some more questions. This again is for your homework, your assignment. You must carry these out for your understanding, for your learning, and for your improvement. Outstandingly vicious, so bad as to be in a class by itself, starts with E. 2. Starting at birth starts with C. Next, happening over and over again, continuing for a long time, again starts with C. Widely and unfavorably known as for antisocial acts, character weakness, immoral or unethical behavior, etc., starts with C. Beyond correction starts with N. I'm very sure you will be able to reach out, you will be able to come up to these answers. And if not, go back, pause, watch the video again. And again, if you find, as I said, if you find there is something which needs more clarification, do catch up. Next, inability to be reformed starts with I. The science that deals with the transmission of characteristics from parents to children. G. Referring to a quality or characteristic that is inherited. H. Here we have to use the adjective form. Beginning or origin starts with G. Student or family roots or origins again starts with G. You might have found, you might have observed that there is a sort of repetition coming up. Similar things, similar ideas are being repeatedly spoken about. There's a purpose behind this. जब हम बार बार पढ़ते हैं, जब हम बार बार वर्ड्स को देखते हैं, सुनते हैं, लिखते हैं, so automatically they get registered in our psyche, in our mind, है ना? वो अपनी जगह बना लेते हैं हमारे मन में, हमारे दिमाग में. So it is necessary for a student to keep revising, to keep reading again and again, revisiting, going back, you know. ऐसा नहीं कि एक बार पढ़ दिया and we have kept it aside. No, it requires, you know, revision. Yes, repetition. Repetition is the key, right? So stay tuned for more such videos and do comment and do share among the student community or the learners of vocabulary, those who are vocabulary learners. This sort of exercise will do wonders for them because again and again, over and over again, they'll be repeating and they can write these down, they can answer these, they can put in the comment box and they can discuss. So if you discuss a lot, you remember a lot. Remember. So keep growing, keep improving, keep moving ahead. God bless you. All the best.